Now, I know Coach Prime was going to cook. I knew he was going to cook in the portal, right? That was never a doubt. Chef hat on. Let's get it. Let's go. What I didn't know, which I should have known, was that he was going to snap in the portal. It ain't even been 24 hours. It hadn't even been 24 hours. You can count them. Visits are lined up. They're at the front door. They got a ticket, right? Like they're at the deli counter. Next, number 47. That's how many there are lined up. Just telling you. Just telling you what it is. Let me tell you. Let me set the day for you, okay? Wake up, get the morning coffee, hit the interweb. I see this. Coach Prime tweets to the world. Too many of the portal young men that's looking and searching for the right situation. You're going to get vetted thoroughly by us. And then I pray you know the difference of being offered a bag and being offered a blessing. Ask Grandma and then what I mean. Hashtag Coach Prime. I ain't hard to find. I had a feeling the day was going to be voluptuous, but I didn't know it would be like this. I didn't know that the man would have been on a roll. It started off with a little Tulsa wide receiver here, getting the ball going. 6'2", 195, Texas native, true freshman, had 30 catches for 508 yards, averaging 19.6 a carry. Now I've been vocal about wide receivers. I feel like there's going to be no issues of landing wide receivers. And I did receive a little flack on this morning's video in regards to the Liberty quarterback as if I was being disrespectful or calling Coach. It was a little crazy. Listen, if you watch the game, I got nothing against Juju. I hope he crushes it. You have to be concerned and reserved of a freshman quarterback. You always got to have plan B. Okay? Maybe even a plan 1A to transition to plan B. I think Juju's going to come and do great things, but you can't just put all your eggs into a basket. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Don't be yelling at me in the comments section because I'm just trying to help spread some news here. All right? But 6'2", Tulsa wide receiver is set to visit, I believe, on the 20th or sometime this week. It's coming up. Again, with bowl games, things like that, they've got to move quickly. They've got to navigate through all these things as best as they possibly can. But I know that a visit has been set up soon. So there's no date for Joseph Williams, the wide receiver. That's how things got rock and rolling. Then Joshua Bates. This one here, nothing really kind of connecting Joshua Bates, offensive lineman, outside the fact that obviously all Buffs know that always wanting to build the wall of Boulder, as we call it on this show. Had a visit to Colorado back in high school, right? So a little bit of like a legacy there. Played for Loadout his freshman year. So you could see there's some ties. There's some connections. I'm not saying there's any smoke there right now, but we're on the prowl. We're keeping our eyes and ears peeled to see where things are headed. Trying to keep up with another big one that got the Buffs rocking and rolling here. Excuse me. That's our autograph ad, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Is the cornerback Tevis Metcalf committed to Arkansas. This was his graphic from last year, mind you. Okay, committed to Arkansas. And so now, obviously, Colorado is looking, and he, just so you guys are aware, is he's a safety, actually, is a number 3 safety in the portal right now. And we'll be talking about the portals as much, actually, number 2, right behind Dylan Thiemann from Purdue. He's 93.240. We've talked about this on the show on earlier today, that they have their high school recruiting stars and then what they are in the portal. TJ was a 3-star when he committed to Arkansas. He's now a 4-star, 6'1", 190 safety. We know that safety room with Shiloh leaving. A little under the weather. I'm a little rough today. Shiloh leaving. You're going to need a nice big hitter to fill in those shoes. TJ could be that fix for that safety position. So another one to keep an eye on. No visits, from my understanding, have been set up yet, but definitely some interest there. You got to believe it, given his Final Four just a year ago. So we'll be keeping an eye on that, see how that works out. Then some 2 big names that have recently just came out over the last few hours that are really getting the energy and the excitement going. But I do want to mention, again, autograph. We've talked about them before. Why I love telling and why I love promoting these guys is that it's for you guys, for the fans, for the ultimate Buff fan. What's fantastic about this app is that you get all your Buff content in one place. I'm on there. I produce content for them as well. But if you don't want, you're sick and tired of hearing from me, just scoot out and you'll see plenty of other buff content creators. And not just buff football, it's buff everything. And what's even cooler about it is not the fact that it's all just in one place, right? Because you kind of have your subscriptions on YouTube and things like that. You get paid to watch. And what I mean by it is you get coins and you collect little stats or tickets or what have you as you're watching the content through their app. And the more you collect, the more you're able to purchase things with those tickets, whether it's tickets to the games, memorabilia, jerseys, things like that through this app. So they're paying you to watch content for free. Like you're not working because you're already watching the content. You're just choosing which app you watch it on. So use the link below. Again, it doesn't cost anything to sign up, but it helps me out if you guys use that link below and check out Autograph and again, set up your little subscription. You can do it for all teams, NFL, all things. You have nice all categorized. It's really, really cool. So highly recommend it. I think it's a fantastic app. Really cool stuff. So let's talk about the next a little bit here. Again, we're going to be doing as much as we can and covering this as best as we can through the season here because the next couple of weeks leading up to this bowl game, I expect to be mayhem. Alabama DT Jaheim Otis is set to visit Colorado this week. Again, these things are going to be moving very quickly. We know the success rate of Colorado in visiting. We've talked about this, but I will always reiterate it in case you're first time watching. These guys in the portal, it's not going to be like recruiting where they're going to visit here, visit there. The time is not the same. They've got 30 days. They want to go in and make it. It's a business decision. If they go there, more than likely, Coach Prime's going to close them. I don't believe he's not. Doesn't seem to be the type that says, "Hey, we're not playing games. If you don't sign today, I got other obligations that I'm going to go to. This is the offer, the best thing you're going to get right now." And I assume that's how it's going to go because I swear to goodness, every time somebody goes there, they come back out with a buff on. They get branded. You walk in the doors, you ain't walking out. If the evaluation, the conversations go, they want it to go. It usually rocks and rolls. 6'5", 325 pounds, 57 career tackles, 5 pass deflections, and 1.5 sacks. He is the third best defensive line available right now. He was a 4-star out of high school, 6'5" junior, ton of experience. Okay, and went down a little bit. He was a 94.97. He's still 91.99. That's a get. That's a get right there. That is a monster get playing SEC talent. And look, I've been talking about this too. This is what the transfer portal does. It is going to elevate all college football teams. You saw it this year. The playoffs is really opening the eyes to everything because you're seeing teams like Boise State, Arizona State in the mix now, right? SMU in the spotlight, prime time. Okay? Not having to go through what everyone's calling that SEC gauntlet, but still playing in the big time games. Still getting spotlight. And we've talked about it before on the show. National TV, Colorado Buffs, every single game last year. You want to be seen? You want to go to the league? Come on. We got room. Let's go. I ain't hard to find. Just letting you know. Then safety from USF has also set up 2 visits. Virginia Tech and, of course, Colorado. He'll be there on the 20th, which is 11 days away. I think that's the bowl game's on the 28th, if I remember correctly. Been looking at all the bowl schedules, so I'm a little confused on that. But the USF safety, Byron, he said, look, Colorado, the opportunity to be coached by a great and being able to be around good dudes. So we'll see. Loves the culture and the defensive style of Virginia Tech. We'll see how that all shakes up. He's visiting Virginia Tech in 2 days. Again, these schools are going to do everything they can to make sure they don't go, to that second school. So if he goes to Virginia Tech on the 11th and we don't hear anything, that's got to be a great sign for Colorado because they're going to get the last conversation. Now, I'm assuming in between now and then, plenty of other schools. I think Duke and Penn State were some other schools that were showing some interest. Kansas was another one. So those could come in. But right now, that's where things are. That's how things are shaping up to be. So those are kind of some of the big names. Again, if there's more out there, there's a wish list. I mean, there's just so many things moving right now. This portal is mayhem as we expected, as we intended it to be. I love it. It's so much fun to watch. And, there was kind of like this weird, I feel like radio silence kind of leading up to the portal because this is when the time was to cook. And look, here's the thing. Like I said in another show, that is big for having guys on campus over the next couple of weeks because they're going to be practicing for the bowl game. There's going to be NFL scouts there. There's just so much buzz and energy right now around Colorado. Got the Heisman this weekend. Come on Saturday. Might do a live watch show for that. Let me know your thoughts on that one because that will be fun. Saturday at 8 p.m. There's just so much buzz right now around Boulder. There's the opportunity to strike while the iron is hot is huge. And again, speaking of the Heisman, there are the finalists for the Heisman. I want to boast Scotabo in there just for good measure, but it didn't happen anyways. Travis Hunter, of course, Ashton Genty, Cam Ward, Dylan Gabriel. Always got to put quarterbacks in there. They'd feel bad if they didn't. Dylan Gabriel winning, going undefeated, carry some weight. Ashton Dempsey doing what he did, taking his team to a playoff, carry some weight. Cam Ward, I think, should finish fourth out of these four. That's my opinion. Again, y'all know where I stand on these things, so it's going to be a fun one. I think it's going to be one of the most fun Heismans I've watched in a very long time. Probably the most watched Heisman show in the last 5 years. I could be wrong, but I feel like usually it's pretty much of a shoe-in. This doesn't feel like a shoe-in, and I love that. I love for a good dramatic show. I don't know who doesn't. When it's sometimes a shoe-in, it just doesn't really draw much appeal for me. But let me know your thoughts. You guys gave it to me about the quarterback stuff. Not everybody was pretty kind of understanding about it, but it was no disrespect to anybody involved. It's a business. It's very fluid. So we'll continue to monitor. You guys have been, showing tons of support with the comments, the likes, much appreciated. Continue to let me know how you're feeling, your thoughts on all this as we monitor again this crazy portal. And then, of course, we'll have the bowl game that we'll preview as that gets closer. But hope you guys are enjoying the content. I enjoy making it. It's been a blast. I live for this time of the year. Gets me fired up. Hopefully I don't get too under the weather where I got to go horizontal on y'all. But y'all be good. Smash the like button. Peace and love, baby. We'll see you on the next one.